Hey everyone, it's Shannon with Sparkle and Shine Health and Fitness, and I wanted to share with you today the next in my Germ Buster series. And the past week has been really gloomy, drizzly, rainy, right? And so I was trying to think of what to share with you next, and that got me thinking about West Nile virus. Because West Nile virus is usually from June to September, after we've had a lot of rain, we've got mud puddles, we have all this water sitting around, and that's what got me thinking about it today was because of this weather, this rainy weather we've been having. And all next week they're calling for more rain, like 70 to 90% rain, chances of rain every day. And so with that rain, and I saw these puddles, having some puddles sitting around, which is wonderful, definitely not complaining. But it got me thinking a little bit about West Nile virus. And so I wanted to visit with you today about that. So with West Nile virus, 70 to 80% of people that get West Nile don't even have symptoms, which is a wonderful rate, right? But that still leaves about every 1 in 5 people that get West Nile do have symptoms. So what are the symptoms of West Nile? You can have a fever, you can have a headache, you can have vomiting, diarrhea, body aches everywhere, so it's not fun. Now, you'll get over it, right? But unfortunately, about 1% of those people that do get sick get really sick, and they can have like neurological complications. They can have meningitis, encephalitis, and so that's not good at all. And so it's really important, the high-risk population, like the elderly, over like 60, anybody with chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, any type of cancer, those people are at increased risk of getting these serious complications, okay? So that's why I wanted to share a little bit about it. So those are the symptoms, the treatment. It's a virus, so there's not really a treatment for it, right? It has to run its course. You just do things to help with the symptoms that you're having. Tylenol for those body aches, things for nausea if you're throwing up. So it's treating the symptoms. There's no meds to give you to get over it, okay? So that's the gist of it, but the big thing I really wanted to talk about is prevention of West Nile, because that is the important step. Prevent getting it instead of getting it and then having to go through the illness, right? And so I have some insect repellents here, because the big thing to get over, to not get West Nile, is to prevent it. So one of the first things is, when the weather permits, wearing clothing that covers your body. So longer sleeves, pants. Obviously in the heat of the summer it's kind of harder to do that. But the mosquitoes that pass on West Nile are usually out in the evening all the way through the early morning. So it does cool off a little bit during those times. So it's really important to protect yourself with the extra clothing if possible, if not the insect repellents, okay? So when you start buying insect repellents for the summer, I want you to look at a couple things. If you look on the bottle, on the bottom, usually on the front, these are both actually off bottles that I grabbed out of my cupboard, but they're different, okay? One is the Skintastic Off. It's smooth and dry, turns to a powder, and then this is a regular one. But if you look on the bottom of both of them, it says specifically repels mosquitoes that may cause West Nile virus. So in selecting a repellent, make sure that it says it protects you from West Nile. The second fact to look at is really interesting. This one on my right here, the DEET percent, you want it to have DEET, that's what's protecting you against West Nile. The percent on this one is 15%, and the percent on this one is 25%. Okay, and the CDC says that the higher the DEET percentage in the repellent, the longer protection and better protection you get. Up until about 50%, and they're saying after 50%, the efficacy is the same as 25%, right? So it's kind of like sunscreen. The higher protection you get, it doesn't always mean it's better. But they definitely recommend over 20%, especially to also protect against like ticks that carry diseases, right? So great tips for when buying your repellent for this summer. Check and make sure it covers against West Nile. Make sure it has the DEET in it, and then check the percentage of DEET in it for protection. If you have any question, the CDC is a great guideline for telling you about which protectants are EPA registered. Off is, and there's a couple other active ingredients that help protect against West Nile. So look that up on the CDC. They give you some suggestions, which ones are EPA certified. And thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.